this is Alumni Spotlight. Mike Foyles with Christiaan Lee-Daigle, 2012 graduate from the men's tennis program. Thank you so much, Christiaan, for making yourself available today.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Mike.
So this series of Alumni Spotlight, we reconnect with former Royal standout student athletes. And standout is an applicable term here for a young man who graduated in 2012, men's tennis, business marketing and French major, 4 times all conference first team, which is very rare. He came in already a star. 2012 senior male athlete of the year. Your team won the regular season championship in the Conference Carolinas 2011, as well as the conference tournament championship. You were a conference player of the year. So it's fun to read all of that off. I mean, you had a really outstanding collegiate career.
Well, yeah, man, you're really building my ego. This is very nice. But no, it brings back a lot of fun memories and a lot of good times at Queens. So this is fun.
So, I mean, like a lot of Queens athletes, you're internationally from Ontario. So if we can start back to maybe in high school before Queens, how did you get introduced to Queens? Why did you choose Queens?
Well, I met it through connections. So the coach at the time, Brett Cartman, is Canadian. And we met through one of his connections back in Canada. And, originally, I was kind of a late bloomer. I had really only excelled my junior and senior year of high school. So that really kind of put me on the map. And, Queens was kind of a smaller school. And, I had no idea about college tennis and kind of the whole, recruiting process. But, Queens was, supposed to be my stepstone school. I was supposed to go to Queens for a year and then transfer to a bigger school, but really ended up loving it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And I'm so glad I stayed all 4 years. Yeah,
that's awesome. Where were you guys playing at that time? Was the complex ready? Because they have a gorgeous sports complex on Tyvola.
Yeah, now they do. But no, my freshman year, and I believe my sophomore year, we were at the old Ovens Auditorium. They had 6 courts there, and we loved it. It was right on campus, and a bunch of teams would walk by and cheer us on, and it was great. And then they tore that down to make room for the giant basketball facility and swim facility, which is amazing. But then tennis took a little bit of the back burner there, and we ended up playing at Freedom Park for a couple of years, and now they have a beautiful complex now that I'll go play out for some of my league matches now, which is great to see.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now you're head tennis professional, Weddington Swim and Racket Club. So you stayed in Charlotte, you stayed local. But as you think about Queens, if you ever go to the complex and you're kind of around Queens, are there any favorite particular memories that pop into your head? You guys had a lot of team success, and obviously you had a lot of individual success.
Yeah, I mean, related to tennis, some of my best matches were played, on those courts on campus. But really the main thing I think about when I think of Queens is how close everything is. I mean, everything is on one square block on campus. You could walk from the cafeteria to your friend's dorm, to your own dorm, to the library. I mean, everything right there is just perfect. It's everything you need in a college campus, and it's not too big where you feel overwhelmed, and small enough where you feel at home with everyone. So that's really the biggest draw in terms of fun memories, is that everything was just right there for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do over as a head tennis professional? What kind of goes into, what's kind of your day to day, how you stay, because you're still involved in the sport.
Yep.
Really
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. I mean, tennis has been my true passion since day one, and love it, continue to love it, and still play. But head tennis professional. I teach private lessons, group lessons. We have a great junior program with a lot of kids that, right now tennis, amid the pandemic right now, tennis is one of the safest sports to play. So we have, several kids that can play safely in our junior program. We have plenty of adults that I teach, and we run tournaments and charity events, and it's great. We just love to teach tennis and teach that and try to pass on that passion that we have.
Yeah, that's amazing. has it been pretty easy to stay in touch with Queens? And I don't, if you know Billy Boykin, the head tennis coach. Has it been easy as somebody who got to stay in Charlotte?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, Coach Boykin, I knew him a little bit back when he was at UNCC, but he's done a great job reaching out, and hopefully he's already talked to us maybe a couple months ago about trying to get like a fall event going on with the alumni, and we'd love to do that. Just depends on obviously what happens in the world at that time, but no, I love that he's able to reach out, and I still keep in touch with a ton of my teammates, and even past graduates I didn't even know when I went to Queens. We still have a connection, and even Coach Charles Gordon is a big part of the program, and I think he watches every single match, and that connection I think is very rare within a college like that. So no, I'm very pleased and very happy with what everyone's doing, including yourself.
I appreciate that. This has been awesome. I'm really happy to get a chance to meet you, even over Zoom, not in person. But this has been Christiaan Lee-Daigle, men's tennis 2012 graduate, a former standout student athlete, still in Charlotte and still coaching tennis. Thank you so much for making yourself available. I know you got a busy schedule.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.